Hello and a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining in for this interview. We have Shailesh today, Shailesh Khonde. He is working as a principal consultant in Infosys, and Shailesh has close to 20 years of experience. Currently, Shailesh is based in Helsinki, in Finland, in Europe, and Shailesh is originally from Mumbai. Shailesh and I, we are very good friends. We've known each other for close to 4 years through our running group. A very warm welcome to you, Shailesh.
Thanks a lot, Sudhi. Uh, Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for joining in, Shailesh. Let's get started. Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of work that you do, your role, and the industry and your organization? Just give us some background, please.
Sure. So I'm basically a mechanical engineer by graduation. I worked in manufacturing for a year or so, and then I got into Infosys through some off-campus interviews. And I almost like last 18 years, I'm with Infosys. Started as a fresher, played different roles like module lead, team lead, business analyst, project management, and project manager, and now into program management for last 5 to 6 years or so. So I basically, my main responsibilities are always to run larger programs in any kind of nature. It's like AMS, AD, service integration, agile projects, be responsible for the whole delivery. Right now, I'm working for a manufacturing customer here at the client location. It's been here for 3 years now.
What's the weather in Finland now?
It's improving. It's above 0 degree now, which is a good sign.
Yeah,
But in Pune, I hear it's 40 degrees, so it's
well over 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shailesh, for the start. 18 years in Infosys. You're pretty much, senior over there. Okay, that's very good to know. Shailesh, you are a veteran in Infosys. 18 years is a long time. That's a wonderful stint. And your growth from a fresher to program management consulting now is tremendous. Tell me something. In these 18 years and maybe even before that, what has been your biggest achievement till date? What is it that you're really proud of?
Sure. So there are so many things that has happened over 18 years. I would pick one technical instance where we were working for one financial services customer, and we were building one loan servicing application. And I was given the responsibility of doing the performance testing or load testing for the application. At that time, I had no clue on how it is done, what tools to be used. But I somehow accepted the responsibility. I worked with different stakeholders, and I sort of delivered the performance test reports after a rigorous work of 2 months. And the reports were well appreciated by customer, by our management. That is something that I consider as a good achievement on a technical front. On managerial front, I count one achievement just 2 years back when I came to Finland. We had one very dissatisfied director from business side who sort of escalated the transition within
from your customer side.
From my customer side. Basically, he was not kept in loop for whatever transition happened from some other supplier to Infosys, and it was more of he was not happy with that decision itself. But then he escalated big time about Infosys not taking transition properly and all. Then I started going to his office twice in a week, which was like 1.5 years of drive from my place where I stayed at that time. And it was very, very tough, very challenging. Standing in front of him, he had like 30 plus years of experience in his company.
So you were able to win his heart?
Not immediately, but I remember our first meeting, I made sure that I hear him out. I sort of gave him assurance that you are free to say anything about what you feel, and I'm here to help you out to solve your problem. Of course, there were not all the issues were from my team. There were a few issues from some other stakeholders also. But in the first meeting, I didn't say anything like that. And then slowly and slowly, I tried to get his trust. I tried to create more transparency between the my team and his team. And eventually, I think over the period of 3 months, we were able to streamline the delivery, sort out all the issues, and now it's running fine. I mean, I definitely consider that as one of the good achievements.
Very important. Two concepts that I picked, two threads that I picked from what you said.
Yeah.
First is when put in a difficult situation, when you don't know what to do, to be able to come out of it. It might have been a struggle and a nightmare at that point in time. The example testing that you gave, that's tremendous. And the second one is, I think what stood out for me in that was the listening part.
Yeah.
So you started off on the right foot, just listen to what the other person has to say without trying to give a solution, because the solution can come along the way. But maybe the biggest thing, even at the director level, was that he wasn't feeling listened to. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and along the way, you would have encountered a lot of people directly, indirectly in your work. So, tell me something. Whose career inspires you? So, who are the people who you are really inspired by, and why is it so?
Well, I would take two examples. Not career-wise, but who inspired me. It is one of my ex-manager. His name is Sandeep Iyer, and now we are like very good friends at this moment. But at that time, sometime in 2014, when I went to on-site in Switzerland, my first meeting, it went with him so positively. I mean, lot had happened before I met him in India, on professional as well as personal front, and he gave me so much of positivity, and his vibes were so positive. I kind of became his fan later on, and then we had an extremely good relationship. I mean, in even till today. I would say that Sandeep has made a very, very positive impact on my whole career. Yeah, that was one example. I hope Sandeep hears this interview and he receives whatever I'm saying. Of course, the second one is Sudhi, you. I really admire the way, after spending 20 plus years in IT industry, you've chosen your own path and you're able to help out so many people, in group as well as individually. It is something that definitely I aspire to in the later phase of my career. May not be at the same level as you are doing, but definitely it's another inspiration for me.
And Sandeep Iyer, right?
Yeah, Sandeep.
Sandeep, you've done a fabulous job with Shailesh, and I'm sure you'll watch this interview. And thank you so much for doing that to Shailesh. And I'm sure you're doing that the same kind of inspirational work for your other team members as well. Okay, sure. So just taking this forward, tell me of one principle in life that you live by. I've known you, I know that you have certain values which are very important to you. But which one is the one that is most important of all? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, I think it has got evolved over the period of my career, and because every time you feel this is the most important thing, and then you find out something else as you move on. But I think what I have understood now is, especially for a program manager kind of person like me, it is very important that we remain close to the people working on the ground, the teams which are working. It can be offshore, on site, anywhere. But I mean, most of the time we get some feedbacks from different stakeholders, and we immediately make perception about what the performance of the team. But when we talk to the team, we realize that that's not the whole story. I mean, it may be 50% of the story. So I think this principle is something that I've tried to follow, that remain closer to your ground level team than all other stakeholders, so that you have a realistic view of what's happening and you are in a better position to deal with all the feedbacks after that.
Don't have just one version or one perspective. Look at it from different perspectives and you'll get a far better picture. That is very true.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we have been working together for a good 15 months or so now. So I think you have chosen me as your coach, and it's been a wonderful experience, definitely from my side. Can you tell us what are the specific benefits or instances where the coaching made a difference to you? You know, we've had multiple sessions, we've had extended discussions. So can you give some specific examples?
Surely. I think over the period of last 1.5 to 2 years, what I liked about coaching is everything happened in a very agile mode. There was nothing like we fix something and then after 2 months we cannot change it, because our priorities keep on changing as we move on, and the coaching was aligned to the changing priorities always, and that was the best thing that I liked about it, because that's real life. That's how things unfold always. The second thing is everything was like in a friendly conversation mode. There was not much of uh, we didn't sit like, okay, we have 30 minutes and we have to finish conversation like that. No, we went on, and until I was satisfied, the conversations went on. So I like that friendliness. Like it was like I am discussing with my friend or even my elder brother. Uh, so I like that part the most. And I mean, it has helped me a lot. I've become more proactive within my organization. I'm able to look opportunities more proactively where I can contribute, where I can influence, may it be my customers, may it be my partners, or even my teams. I can see a big difference of proactiveness over there. Secondly, I think you also helped me to write a lot in Marathi. Like I was not very sure at that point of time, but now I am able to write in Marathi all my blogs quite often, and thankfully the people around are liking it. So that is definitely one of the outcome of our discussions. Um, I I could move from Infosys to Infosys Consulting. That was one of the move that I made. Um, I was just thinking about it, and when we discussed, you sort of pushed me to make that happen. I was very shy and kind of not able to nominate myself for some awards and those things, but we discussed that and we objectively decided that we should do that. I did that, and last year I got a Europe level Infosys Innovation Award, uh, which was a big thing for me and my family. So a lot of things happened, and a lot of output I could see. Thanks to you for that.
Thank you so much for those comments, Shailesh. You're very generous. The proactiveness, definitely. There was a nudge, but I think you were already there. So the entire credit goes to you. So, but thank you very much. What I'd like to ask you next is, apart from the influence apart from Sandeep Iyer, who has been an influence in your professional life, who are the people or who are the persons who have influenced you in your personal life, who have helped you get to where you are today? Can you talk to us about them?
Of course, there are too many people on personal front. Of course, to start with, it's the parents who have helped me to get through some very difficult situations. My wife, Priyanka, for the last 6-7 years, she has been a strong support for everything that I've been doing. There are a few teachers that I would like to mention. In my 10th standard, I had one maths teacher called Arun Jogdev. And during his teachings, he used to give us some puzzles, and he used to give prizes as the chalk, white chalk. And that white chalk was so prestigious. Like if you win that, at the end of the day, you're like in cloud number 9. So he made that competition that much healthy. And whatever faster thinking I learned in his class. I hope he hears this interview out somewhere. Um, and then there are like 15 to 20 close friends who have been around, and by looking at them, by discussing, interacting with them, I have grown a lot. It's difficult to take names because there are almost 20 people around.
It's the ecosystem around us is what defines us and our success, achievements, and values in our lives. Starting from our parents, then to our teachers, our friends,
Yeah.
and our life partner as well. And I've known Priyanka as well. She's a wonderful person. So great to hear about the people involved in your life who have influenced you. And finally, I have one more question for you, Shailesh.
Sure.
See, there are many people who are mid-career professionals like you, and many of them go through challenges. They are either declining or at least plateauing in their careers. What kind of advice will you give to such people?
Well, I would advise that there's a huge amount, there are huge number of mid-layer managers who are like already a next layer for you. There are project managers, senior project managers, team leads who are raring to grow in their own careers. I think the best thing that my layer can do is to enable them to become good leaders without having any kind of superiority or any kind of complex or insecurities around it. Enable your teams, your next managerial level as much as you can to so that they can become leader. And by doing them, you yourself are anyway going to elevate you to a next level. So that is what is going to be my advice for all such managers.
At the beginning of your career, you can aspire to become a very good leader, but as you start growing up, then you begin to look at creating leaders, not just being a leader yourself. Wonderfully said.
That is correct. That is correct.
Thank you so much, Shailesh. It has been wonderful talking to you. For all those of you listening and watching this video, watch this on repeat, because what Shailesh says in this video are amazing insights, and this gives you an idea of how a mid-career professional can grow in his career. And keep watching this channel, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I've uploaded any more videos. So thank you very much, Shailesh. It's great talking.
Thanks a lot, Sudeep. Thanks for your time.